Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching me from. My name is NCK 2310. For the returning subscribers, welcome back and thank you so much for always giving me your time. I do appreciate. For those that are new, welcome as well. What I do here, I do scrutinize and analyze songs in English. Yes, and I do dwell with gospel songs, with political songs, and with party or Mugidi songs. Yes, so without wasting any time, let's dive in and receive the songs I've prepared today for you. The song says, it's a Mogidi song. The song says, the mother of my kids, you truly loved me. I also loved you with all my heart, from the bottom of my heart. I still have memories of my conversations with you, talking about our future and that of our kids. So with this first verse, it's a man who've separated from the partner, from the wife, and it seems like he's missing her. He's talking about she's the mother of the kids. He believes she used to love him and he loves her too. We've been in these kind of situations. Those who've ever been divorced or separated, you know what I'm talking about. That after you go separate ways, some people can have it easy, but not everybody. And especially if there are kids involved. I think the children suffers most when there's separations and divorces and stuff like that. Those who've ever gone through that know what I'm talking about. And even the partners who separate, they don't have it easy at the beginning. Maybe later on, they are able to move on with life, get new partners, and life continues like nothing ever happened before. But it's never that easy. Those who've ever been divorced, I have, you know what I'm talking about. The song continues to say, I can't question where you went to, because I still see you hovering around. Even when I miss you, I maintain my silence. I have developed the desire to walk away from this prison of toxic love. You know, there are some situations that sometimes some people want to leave that toxic relationship, but they are not able to. It's like they are stuck. They can go a few days, maybe they move away from the partners. After a few days, they return. They are back again. It's like, it's unexplainable. That's why it's being called toxic love. Sometimes you say, no, I cannot be with this and this person. This is not good for me. This relationship is going nowhere. You move away. Sometimes you even block their numbers. But you still keep on missing them. You find yourself returning there. You find yourself unblocking their numbers again, and you're in contact with them. There are some people, when they separate or divorce, they don't move so far away from each other that you still can be seeing, oh, that one used to be my partner. I think that hurts even more. Or maybe it's better that you can see what your partner is doing. Sometimes, maybe it's a healing process, or it will hurt more. I don't know. The song continues to say, I got wind from your place of work. I got rumors that you said that Agita is not comparable to a Range Rover. This is someone who her man was a musician or is a musician. And she used to tell the workmates, you know what? The guitar that he plays, my partner, my husband, my love that he plays, I cannot compare that with a Range Rover. It seems like she was demeaning him, his career, which we should never do. The song says, those are true words. Nobody detests the fine things in life. Of course, everybody wants fine things. Everybody wants nice cars, nice homes, everything nice, of course. But as we know, you can never buy love. If you love somebody, truly love, you're not so materialistic. You want to build your lives together so you can come up. There are so many partners. Through hard work, they build up their lives from ground zero, from grass to grace, as we call it. But there are some couples in relationship, they don't want to wait for that. They have no time to wait for that. Just want to rush to go and meet cars and big homes and call it, name it. They don't know what is to work hard. The song says, in any event, a beautiful girl goes past a poor man's compound. When I give my heart a chance to think about you, I end up missing you very, very much. Separations are painful. Divorces are painful. But at times, there is no other way. At times, the patience is gone. At times, somebody wants to move on. I think, according to me, the worst thing what can happen is if your partner leaves you for poverty. I think that is the worst and so painful. I think someone can never heal. I don't know, you listening to me, if you've ever gone through divorce or separations, what the reason was. I have gone through that. But it has never been about money or properties in my side. You know, like those who follow my stories, I always tell, with my first relationship, I was scared because my partner, he never touched me physically, he never abused me physically, but the mental torture, because when he was angry, he would hit the wall, he would hit the door, and this aggression used to scare me and shock me, you know. I was still very young and I had never seen something like that because my parents, my late dad, he was never aggressive. You know, I'd never seen that kind of aggression from my dad's side. I hear there are some women who are aggressive, but my mom was absolutely not aggressive. But with men who are believed to be more aggressive, I never grew up knowing something like that. And so with the first man in my life, now I'm telling a little bit my story. With the first man of my life, he was a German because I left Kenya when I was a young girl. And I had never experienced an aggressive man. I had never done that. So whenever he was angry, he could bite his hand on the door or on the wall. I was like, ah, I used to be scared so much. That's why I actually left him, because I was scared for my life, my security. Me and my daughter, I already had a child with him. And actually before that, he had not shown me that kind of side. That's why I say sometimes people change as you carry on living together, So that one. And then my second relationship, I also separated because I was cheated on 2 times, okay? It was never like money issues or money problems or, no, nothing like that. But I know that there are so many other people who leave their partners just because they are poor. I think it's sad. I think it's heartbreaking. I know that my mom, and we are all grown ups, she left my dad because my dad used to drink and smoke, and my mom never liked it. My mom had never drank alcohol in her life. She had never smoked in her life. And for her, she always begged my dad, please stop drinking alcohol, stop smoking cigarettes. And my dad keeps saying, I will stop, I will stop, I will stop. He never stopped. But mom, she was patient until we all were grown and grown. We were not like small kids or something like that. I think when my mom left my late sister, my youngest sister, she had just done class 8, and for me, I was joining from 1. So it was like we were all more or less grown ups, can we say? Nobody was small child, but she waited. She even used to say she could have left that long time ago, but she was thinking of us kids that we are still so young to be left alone, and she was not well up that she had to take us I don't know where. So it was, so sometimes women or even men leave their partners for different reasons, but I think the worst is if you leave your partner for poverty. I don't think you should ever do that, really. I think that's the worst thing someone can do to a partner. I don't think that partner will ever heal. Even later on, when the partner comes up and gets wealth, get rich and stuff like that, it will still be hurting. Like, oh, I was left because I was poor. I was left because I didn't have this and this and that. I was poor because I couldn't provide the basic needs. I think it will hurt for the rest of the life. Anyway, let's continue on with the song. The song continues to say, but when I apply my intuition, it tells me to walk away from this prison of toxic love. That when someone sit down and think, mentally thinking with the brain, the heart is telling, please stay. You love this person. You love her. You love him. Stay. But the brain is coming on the other saying and saying, hey, for how long? For how long shall you stay in this kind of toxic love? For example, physical abuse. I don't think you should stay in a relationship when there is physical abuse. I don't think you should stay. I really don't think so. When someone is torturing you physically or even mentally, because like for me, I was never beaten physically, but to see someone knocking there and stuff and I don't know what, and if you have, for example, weapons at home, your partner could be scared that one day you can use the weapons on her or on him. It's a lot of stuff. Sometimes we should let the brain to work more than the heart, because when we listen to our hearts, we become weak. How many cases we've heard that you can see that you're in a danger place, that your partner is dangerous, that your partner is aggressive. If you ever with a partner who, when you argue or when you quarrel or when you have a discussion, is dumping things, is trashing things down and whatever, you better run. Run for your life. Don't stay there, because you don't know the next time. I did when I was a young girl. And sometimes I ask myself, for example, I am a Kenyan living in Sweden. I used to live in Germany. And when I left, for example, when I was in Germany, when I left, I was all by myself. What about you in Kenya? You have your family members, you have your friends, you have your workmates there, you have your, there are places you can go to, and you still stick in toxic relationships. Why do you do that? Why do you stay there until someone hurt you one day or until somebody hurt your children? If I told someone like me who was in Germany all by myself left, Why you have to stay in toxic relationships? Why? You know they're toxic. Move away. Move on. Someone can say, where shall I move to? There are many places you can move to. Go a few days by friends. Nowadays, we have internet. Come to internet. Tell us what you're going through. There's so many people we come through for when you are in, as long as it's not lies. But do not stay in toxic relationships. Do not. There are also not only men that beat women, there are women that beat the men. There are. Physical abuse from both sides is a no-go zone. If somebody give you a slap, if somebody throw things on you, move. Do not stay there. The song continues to say, I have sworn many times in front of my mother and friends that should they see me with you again, they should wash me away from them like mud. People swearing, I will leave him, I will leave her. That person, my partner is abusive, my partner is cheating on me. My partner is going with this woman, this woman, this woman. My partner is going with this man, this man, this man. And you're still staying there. What are you doing? Like in this song, it's saying you go and complain to your parents, to your friends, to your workmates, but you're doing nothing. You're still stuck there. Just like the song says, if you promise that you'll be seen again with your abusive, toxic husband or boyfriend, girlfriend or wife, that they should wash themselves you away like mad. Makuriganirwa fio. It's high time to make right decisions. Sometimes it's tough. It is tough. But do not stay somewhere you feel it's dangerous. Your brain knows that it's dangerous, but your heart is telling you, oh, he will change. Let me give him more time. Could it be more time you're giving him or her? It will be your end. The song continues to say, it's like I was bewitched. A month would not come to an end before I could be seen holding hands as we made bad decisions. Again, you swear that you're leaving your partner because it's toxic relationship, but you're still there. And then you're saying, oh, I'm bewitched. You're not bewitched. You are being naive. That's what you are. There are so many people, whatever things happens, oh, I'm bewitched, I'm bewitched, I'm bewitched, I'm bewitched. Come on. Sometimes our logic thinking, some things need logic thinking. Some things are not bewitched, 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 bewitched. And if you ever stay around with people who are always saying, when something goes bad, I'm bewitched. When someone fall down, I'm bewitched. When someone get a pimple here, I'm bewitched. When someone is, I think it's people who are missing something. Something is wrong with them. You cannot always complain, you are bewitched, you are bewitched, you are bewitched. You are staying in a toxic relationship, you are not moving away, and you're saying you are bewitched. You're not. You're being naive by staying there. You are. It's a tough decision, yes, that you will move. You don't know how life will be. You don't know where you will start. You have no clue. You have nothing. You have no idea. Like for me, those years, I was young. So the only best thing I thought I could do was I take my daughter and I go at least for a while to visit my friend. I actually flew those years to Ireland from Germany. I was living in Düsseldorf. I flew with a small child to Ireland to a friend, my girlfriend who was living there. I flew to her and her husband. But little did I know that with the German police, you don't joke with them. Oh my God, they'll find out where you are. And that was many, many years ago. Even there was not stuff with internet, but the cameras at the airport, they could see where did she go. I just saw like my ex there with the Irish police outside the door where I was, because they followed the airplanes, airports, cameras, and all these. When I arrived, they found me. Actually, one day after I had left, they were there outside in Ireland, in a very, very small village called Sligo. So, like from Dublin, I had to take another flight. They found out which flight I had taken as well. So, taking two flights in a small village somewhere, and I was gotten directly like this. And then we had to come back to Germany. But at least now it was already known that I was not okay in that, because before I was like, where am I gonna turn to? Those years for us black people, it was tough. If you went like to the German police, they could tell you, oh, black woman, you're not happy in Germany, go back to your country in Africa. Something like that. It was tough. It's not like today, that today maybe you get more support and something like that. Before it was very different, believe me. So for me, the best thing I thought was to run for my life and my daughter and But then when we came, because now it's already known and whatever, then at least when the Germans see that, then they're able to support you for a while until, you can back to your feet. If I'm able to run away, what about you? For example, you in Africa, you have your family members, you have your friends, you have your workmates there, you have people, do not stay in toxic relationship. That's my point. I did not stay, and I was a young girl. I did not stay in a toxic relationship in a foreign country. I did not. What about you? Are you still there? Wake up before it's too late. The song continues to say, that's why I say that if it's true, if the truth was to be told, that love is toxic love. Where do I hear that? At times, when we were together, I was so happy. I thought that I was immortal, like at a sometimes. At other times, when we were together, I would get so bored and would feel as if I could curse the day that we met. It's hate and love relationship, very dangerous. That you hate, you feel like and all of a sudden you feel you love them. It's crazy. It's dangerous. The song continues to say, should I ever become a member of parliament, I will sponsor a bill. This is somebody saying, if you become a member of the parliament, if you become a government official, I will sponsor a bill that safeguards the rights of all victims of love. Have you ever been a victim of love? That you want to leave but you can't? That you are being mistreated but you are not able to leave? That you leave but you keep coming back? Have you ever been a victim of love? That's the question. Since I have been there, I know how it feels. Should hurts in love break down, they be set apart by application of the law. How I wish that it would be like that there would be a law to support those who are heartbroken, victims of love. I don't think this would ever happen. I wish there was. But it's up to you yourself, up to me myself, when you're not happy in a relationship, when you feel threatened in a relationship, time to move away. Time to reason out with the brain. Time to ignore your heart. Time to move on. Do not stay there. Do not. I can tell, for example, about cheating. As I tell my story, that in my second relationship, I was cheated, and that's why I left. If your partner cheats, believe you me, he or she will cheat again. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Never forget that. Some people would say, I cheated once, I never cheat again, I was forgiven. We are all different. I think before anybody cheats, if you're unhappy with your partner, go separate ways instead of cheating. Because when you cheat, there are some people like me who don't forgive. You can cheat some people. Maybe they have softer heart and they forgive you and they move on like you never did anything. And there are also some situations when your partner cheats and you leave that partner, they fall down. They become depressed because they never thought you could leave. They never thought you would leave them. Even if they're going out there cheating, they always thought they can go cheat. You will never find out. And if you find out, you will forgive them because maybe you're addicted to them. Maybe they're the ones paying your bills. Maybe without them, you will have tough life, in economic life. But you know what? It's good to be fair. If you're unhappy with your partner, go separate ways. You can separate peacefully instead of cheating. If you're fed up with your partner, instead of physical abuse, because I hear that there are some men, when they have other partners somewhere, what they do when they come home, they bring all the aggression to their partners, beating them to look if they can leave. But some are very stubborn, stone-headed. They don't leave. They just stay there. Even if they are being physically abused, they're still staying there. I think it's high time to always check about the kind of relationship someone is having. If it's your husband, if it's your wife, sometimes sit down, talk some of these things. Talk to your partner. Tell your partner, please, never cheat on me. If you're fed up with me, let's separate peacefully. I don't know what you have ever gone through in your life. I don't know what you are going through now as we are talking now, as I'm talking to you. Maybe you're some of those people who are still in toxic relationships. You know it, but you're not able to leave. I'm here to comfort you, to tell you, you have to leave. It's better to leave. When you stay there, you'll be unhappy. You'll become depressed. Things will get more worse for you. There are some people who say, you know what? We have all these and these properties together. Everything is on his name. It's high time, especially our youths. I'm talking to our youths who will soon be in relationships and get married or, stay together with somebody. You have to start making sure that when you both are working, properties are written your both names. Don't do it like what our parents, our great-grandparents did back in Kenya. I do remember when my mom left, my dad separated. She left all by herself. Just a few clothes she took and moved on to her sister with nothing after many, many, many years of being married. But I thank God because we went to school, me and my siblings, and we knew the rights. So later on, as we know, some men, I don't know if it's also women, but some men, when the woman leave them and refused to come back, because my dad actually tried so many times to ask my mom to come back. Mom said, no, we stay separated, not divorced, separated. Women, wake up, you have to be clever. Because my dad, or what my dad wanted those years, was my mom to sign for divorce and she would get nothing by then because everything was on my dad's name. My dad said, we live separated, which was a good idea because what happened after that? Oh my God. When my late mom passed 2004, I'm just telling now my story a little bit. My dad tried because he got himself another woman. Even before my mom died, he had already gotten another woman. And that woman started to brainwash my dad. A man who was nice, a man who loved his children, a man who educated us in good schools, started to be changed. The woman told him, hey, you know what? Now the new woman, go overwrite everything on my name. Even our material home, where we were born and raised. But you know what? We went to school. We were in front of them. Before anything that had happened, we had already put covet on what we knew was mom and dad properties. What we grew up seeing and knowing it's ours. We had already put it on covet. So my late dad, by then, he couldn't change anything. Listen to me, Kenyans, wake up. He couldn't change anything to that other woman's name. We say, Dad, you can buy her whatever you want. Use your money to buy for her own things. But what you had with mom, we grew up knowing you bought when you're together with mom, that belongs to your kids. And we were tough on that. That's what children of Kenya, wake up, grow up. There are so many stories going on. We see here online. Kids who are snatched everything by other women coming. You have to be clever. You went to school to learn. You did not go to school just to sit down and decoration in schools. You have to know your rights. Because if we had not done that to put covet, my dad was ready to change everything to that other woman's name. Just because my mom by then refused to return to him. Some men do that to punish the kids. But we were clever. We were. Because, hey, we couldn't allow that. And even later on, for myself, I have my own stuff. I said my brothers can share that. I'm not interested. But I was there to support them, to make sure that their rights is not taken away from them. What about you? Are you just still sitting there, staring, and you're seeing what's going on? You have to wake up. You have to be clever. God gave us brain to think. Just like in this song about toxic love, use your brain. Stop using only your heart. Because the heart, sensitive. What can I say? This toxic song is a beautiful, beautiful song. An amazing song. I always tell the name, the artist, and the artist and the name of the song. The song is called Wedowaihera. I think we've touched this before, but it's okay to repeat it. It's a nice song. Wedowaihera, and it's by Samido, one and only Samido. Go listen to the song for those who've never listened to the song. It's, I think, 5 months old song or something like that. Wedowaihera by Samido. Go listen to the song so that you put those words there. Use your brain. Don't stay in a toxic relationship. Move. You will find a way. You will. And please, if you like my work, don't forget to touch the subscribe button to support me. I'll appreciate. You can like, comment, and share as well. And we continue with this journey. I'll be back again tomorrow, same time, which is 10 o'clock Kenya time. Swedish and German time is 9 o'clock p.m. And don't forget, I have a playlist. When you look up there, I think it's there. Yes, there. You will see songs message. When you press there, you will see my playlist. If you like Mugithi songs, like this one, you'll find it there. You like political songs, you like gospel songs, you will find them there. Thank you, stay blessed, and bye-bye.